In the peaceful riverside village of Ile-Ori, the laughter of children echoed across the banks of the Ogun River. Among them were two inseparable friends, Sade and Morayo. From their earliest days, they had been companions in every adventure, sharing secrets whispered beneath the moonlight and dancing joyfully at the annual Yam Festival, where the entire village celebrated the harvest with drums and colorful attire. Sade was known for her cleverness and quick wit. She had ideas that could solve any problem, and her laughter was infectious. Morayo, on the other hand, was gentle and kind-hearted, her beauty radiating not just from her delicate features, but from the warmth she carried in her smile. Together they were admired by all, a perfect balance of mind and heart. As they grew older, life began to change their paths. During a vibrant festival filled with music and jubilation, Oba Ayodele, the young and respected king of Ile-Ori, caught sight of Morayo. Her graceful dance and radiant smile captivated him. Deep in his heart, he knew she was the one meant to stand by his side as queen. The very next day, Oba Ayodele sent emissaries to Morayo's family with a royal request for her hand in marriage. The village buzzed with excitement. Morayo was to be the new queen. Sade watched this joyous turn with a smile that masked a storm within. While she wished her friend well, a seed of envy took root deep inside her heart. Every time she saw Morayo adorned in royal robes or walking beside the Oba with a glowing aura of grace, Sade's smiles grew thinner. Her mind became restless, filled with thoughts she dared not voice. Why should she have all the honor and love? Sade whispered to herself in the quiet of her small hut. But friendship was still strong enough for now that Sade hid her darker feelings, at least from others. When Morayo visited her one afternoon, her eyes shining with happiness, she urged Sade to come to the palace more often. "The palace feels empty without you," Morayo said softly. Sade forced a smile. "I'll try," she replied, though her heart ached with a secret pain. The days that followed saw a quiet change. Sade began to avoid Morayo, busying herself with chores but unable to shake the bitterness growing inside. The envy that had once been a mere shadow now whispered dangerous thoughts in the stillness of night. "If Morayo were gone, I could be queen," Sade muttered to the dark walls of her hut. The idea echoed in her mind until it consumed her every waking moment. Unbeknownst to the villagers of Ile-Ori, a dark path was about to be taken, one that would threaten their harmony and test the strength of love, friendship, and courage. Before the first light of dawn, while Ile-Ori still slumbered beneath a blanket of stars, Sade slipped quietly from her hut. Her footsteps led her deep into the heart of Igi-Oro, the dense, mysterious forest whispered about in village tales as a place where spirits danced and magic lingered. Branches reached like bony fingers, and the scent of earth and wild herbs filled the air. Sade's heart pounded not from fear, but from fierce determination. She sought Iyami Osun, the old witch known to weave powerful spells, but always at a cost. After hours winding through the shadowed paths, Sade found the witch's hut. Smoke curled lazily from the crooked chimney, and a bitter scent of herbs filled the clearing. Iyami Osun sat outside, stirring a bubbling green potion, her tangled hair falling over eyes sharp as a hawk's. "What brings you here, child?" the witch rasped, her voice both gentle and chilling. Sade swallowed her hesitation and spoke boldly. "I want Morayo gone. I want to be queen." The witch's eyes gleamed with knowing. Such wishes carry heavy price. "Are you prepared to pay?" Without a pause, Sade nodded. "I will pay any price." The witch reached into her hut and produced a small vial filled with shimmering green liquid. "Give this to your friend," she instructed. "It will change her forever. No one will think of her again." Sade's voice trembled as she asked, "What will she become?" "A fish of gold, living in the river's depths, forgotten by all." Clutching the vial, Sade returned to Ile-Ori, her mind racing with both hope and fear. Days passed, and the perfect moment came. Morayo visited her, eyes bright with kindness. "I made this drink for you," Sade said, holding out a wooden cup filled with the potion. "It will give you strength and happiness." Trusting her friend, Morayo drank without hesitation. In an instant, her body began to change. Her arms and legs melted into shimmering golden scales. Her gentle face became that of a small fish. Sade watched in silence as the golden fish flicked its tail, alive but transformed. Tears stung Sade's eyes as she whispered, "Goodbye, Morayo." Carrying the fish, she walked to the riverbank and released it into the flowing waters. The golden fish swam away, leaving the world Morayo once knew behind. Meanwhile, the village awoke to confusion and sorrow. Morayo had vanished without a trace. Oba Ayodel was restless, sending searchers everywhere, but the Golden Queen was gone. Each night, the king's dreams were haunted by a sad figure at the river's edge, a voice calling his name, a silent plea for help. Sade returned to the palace, wearing the queen's robes. Yet, despite her new power, a shadow lingered in her heart, for the price of ambition had only just begun. By the banks of the Ogun River, not far from the bustling village of Ile-Ori, lived Mama Ife, a humble widow known for her gentle spirit and unwavering faith. Each morning, before the village awoke, she would carry her clay pot balanced carefully on her head, making her way to the river to fetch water for her small household. Life had been harsh since her husband passed, and caring for her daughter Tola alone was a daily struggle. One fateful morning, as Mama Ife scooped water from the river's cool depths, something shimmering caught her eye. From the clay pot slipped a golden fish scales, gleaming like sunlight, moving with a grace that seemed otherworldly. She gasped, her heart pounding. This was no ordinary fish. Legend spoke of a golden fish appearing once every decade, a sign of great fortune or great magic. Tola, her bright-eyed daughter, rushed to her side, curiosity lighting up her face. "Mama, look, is this really the golden fish from the stories?" she asked, voice trembling with excitement. Mama Ife nodded, though worry shadowed her eyes. If this fish is truly special, it could change our lives forever. But as the day passed, Tola noticed something strange. The fish moved with gentle purpose, almost as if understanding her. When she whispered to it, she thought she heard a faint voice, a soft plea for help. That night, as Mama Ife prepared their humble meal, Tola sat quietly by the fish's bowl, her thoughts swirling with wonder and doubt. "Are you just a fish? Or are you something more?" she asked softly. Suddenly the water rippled, and a faint voice echoed in Tola's mind. "Help me, I am Morayo, cursed and trapped." Tola's eyes widened in shock, her heart filled with both fear and hope. She knew that saving Morayo would be no easy task, and that they would face danger from those who sought to claim the golden fish for their own greed. Word quickly spread through Ile-Ori's marketplace about Mama Ife's miraculous catch. Traders whispered about the treasure she held, some plotting to seize it by force. Mama Ife and Tola realized they could not stay. Their journey to save Morayo had begun. In the depths of the forest known as Ile-Ori, where shadows dance with whispers of old magic, Mama Ife and Tola had found refuge in a crumbling hut. The nights were filled with eerie sounds, the rustle of leaves, distant calls of wild animals, and Tola shivered under a thin blanket, clutching the bowl with the gold fish close to her heart. On the second night, as the moon cast silver light through the cracked windows, a sudden chill filled the room. A bright shimmering light appeared in the doorway, revealing a tall figure draped in white robes. Her hair sparkled like stars, and in her hand she held a carved wooden staff. This was Iyami Osun, not the witch of dark potions, but a messenger of the gods. "Do not fear," Iyami Osun said softly, her voice both gentle and powerful. "Your hearts are pure, and your courage has been seen by the heavens." Mama Ife and Tola exchanged glances filled with awe and hope. "The curse that binds Morayo can be broken," the messenger continued, "but you must act swiftly. Take this rare herb." She handed them a bundle of glowing green leaves. "Rub it upon the golden fish. It will awaken the first change. Yet this alone is not enough." Tola leaned forward eagerly. "What else must we do?" Iyami Osun's eyes darkened with seriousness. Within 7 days, the Oba must see Morayo restored. If the king does not lay eyes on her, the curse will be permanent and Morayo will be lost forever. Mama Ife's breath caught. But how will we reach him? The palace is guarded and Lami's power grows. The gods believe in your strength, Iyami Osun said firmly. Follow the path back to the village. Seek the one trusted by the queen, the palm wine tapper. Only he can help you gain an audience with the Oba. With that, the light faded and the forest's darkness returned. Though weary and uncertain, Mama Ife and Tola packed their few belongings. The weight of hope pressed heavy on their shoulders, but surrender was not an option. Their journey to save Morayo and restore justice had only just begun. Mama Ife and Tola's footsteps echoed softly on the worn paths of Ile-Ori as they approached the grand palace atop the hill. The bright colors of the royal compound stood in stark contrast to the humble riverbank they had fled. Yet the weight of danger and hope pressed on them both. Their first stop was the home of Morayo's parents. The elderly couple opened the door, their faces etched with worry and sorrow. The news Mama Ife and Tola brought that Morayo was alive, trapped in the form of a golden fish, was met with disbelief, then a flicker of hope. "We will help you," Morayo's father said, his voice trembling with determination, "but the Oba no longer listens to us. Lami controls his heart and the palace." Mama Ife nodded gravely. "We must reach Baba Femi, the palm wine tapper. He is one person Lami trusts." Together they sought Baba Femi, a quiet man who worked near the village's edge, respected for his wisdom and discretion. When Mama Ife explained their plight, he agreed without hesitation. "The Oba's eyes have been clouded," Baba Femi said, "but seeing is believing. We will bring her before him." On a day heavy with anticipation, Baba Femi carried the golden fish, wrapped in cloth, past the palace gates. The guards eyed him suspiciously, but trust in his loyalty let him pass. Inside the palace halls, he found a quiet corner away from Lami's watchful gaze and unveiled the shimmering fish to Oba Ayodel. At once the king's eyes widened, a flicker of recognition and sorrow flashing across his face. The golden scales began to glow brighter and shimmer until, in a flash of light, Morayo stood before them, graceful, human, and free. Tears streamed down the faces of those present as the Oba stepped forward, embracing his long-lost queen. "I was blind, trapped in a spell," he whispered. "Forgive me." Hope blossomed in Ile-Ori as truth and justice began to break through the shadows. As the palace celebrated Morayo's miraculous return, a shadow loomed in the heart of Ile-Ori's Igi-Oro forest. Sade, once proud and ambitious, now wandered the dark paths, her mind twisted by the consequences of her own greed. Desperate to hold on to power, she sought Iyami Osun once more. The witch's eyes gleamed with cold warning. "The path you walk is dangerous. One misstep, and all will be lost." But Sade's pride was a flame that refused to be extinguished. The witch handed her a small black pouch filled with a potent charm. "This will give you the strength to end their hope," she said, voice rasping. "There is but one rule. Do not look back as you return. If you fail, the curse will turn upon you." With grim determination, Sade left the hut. But as she journeyed, a voice sweet, enticing, called to her from behind. "Sade, my beautiful queen, the ruler of all, don't you want to hear more?" Her resolve faltered. Curiosity and pride warred within her, and she glanced over her shoulder. In that moment, darkness surged through her veins. A wild scream tore from her throat as madness claimed her mind. She dropped the pouch, laughter twisting into screams and sobs. Frenzied and broken, Sade ran toward the palace gates, her hair wild, her clothes torn. The courtiers and guards watched in horror as the once powerful woman became a shadow of herself. Moments later, her tragic end came swiftly struck down by a passing caravan, her life extinguished by the very fate she tried to control. Ile-Ori sighed with relief, yet sorrow lingered for the lost soul consumed by envy. With Sade's dark reign ended, peace began to return to Ile-Ori. Oba Ayodele stood tall and clear-eyed beside his beloved Morayo, their reunion symbolizing the triumph of truth and love over deceit. In a grand ceremony within the palace, the king publicly apologized to Morayo's parents and to Mama Ife and Tola, whose courage and kindness had saved the queen and healed the kingdom's wounds. "I owe you my deepest gratitude," the Oba declared. "Your bravery rekindled hope and restored justice. You shall be honored forever as heroes of Ile-Ori." True to his word, Mama Ife and Tola were gifted a comfortable home by the river and land to farm. No longer would they face hunger or hardship alone. The village rejoiced, vibrant once more with laughter and music. The river sparkled under the sun's golden light, carrying away the shadows of the past. Months later, joy blossomed anew when Morayo revealed she was with child twins, symbolizing not only new life, but the resilience of the community. At the next Yam festival, the kingdom celebrated with renewed spirit. Stories of friendship, betrayal, courage, and redemption were shared by firesides, teaching young and old alike the power of kindness, the dangers of envy, and the strength found in unity. Ile-Ori had learned a precious truth: no magic or power could triumph over love and courage. As the sun set over the river, Morayo and Oba Ayodele stood hand in hand, watching their kingdom flourish, a beacon of hope for generations to come.